Hello, my love. I am Colette with Rich Girls Inc., making your life richer in health, wealth, relationships, and happiness through inspiration, enlightenment, and love. Today, I want to talk a little bit about growing up in an emotionally abusive household. And before I do that, I just want to put a little disclaimer out there that I love my mother. And despite what I'm going to tell you, she did the best that she could with what she had. She always tried to make sure that we had food on the table, a roof over our head, that we had everything we needed. And she always instilled in us that at the end of the day, we're the ones who have to look at ourselves in the mirror and face the consequences of what we do. She wanted to make sure that she raised us, I have 2 sisters, 3 of us, with, going after our dreams, being independent, not worrying about what other people want for our lives, because they're our lives, and we're the ones who have to live them. So I wanted to just throw that out there really fast, because, she wasn't always the nicest, and so when I tell you about it, I just don't want you to think that she was like this horrible person or this horrible mom. It's just that she has a lot of emotional issues, and she was raised in a house where she was raised to feel like she couldn't make decisions or choices for herself. She was the youngest of 5 boys. She had 5 brothers, and she was the youngest. And she was raised that they had to take care of her, they had to help her. So she was always raised with this kind of controlling victim mentality. And so in her relationships, she would choose abusive relationships, controlling men, and just a lot of stuff happened to her. And she had so much pain inside of her that it reflected out. And that's why I'm so passionate about what I do. It's because I know that if you can change your mindset, if you can be joyful and fill yourself up with love and just live your truth and your purpose, and you put joy and happiness as a priority, that's going to reflect to all the people around you. And if you don't, the opposite's going to happen. And you're going to snap at your children, you're going to say mean things to other people around you, and you're going to end up having kids with challenges. And so my mom would I think because she was so hurt and in so much pain, she would say the meanest things to me. She would tell me things like, why am I so stupid? She would tell me I was stupid all the time. She would say that she wished I was never born. She would say, nobody liked me. I don't have any friends. What else? She was always calling me names. As we got older, she started calling us terrible names. She would call us bitches and cunts and just horrible, horrible things all the time. She loved to tell me what a terrible person I was and how horrible I was, how I never did anything, how I couldn't do anything right, how I ruined her life. Just so many terrible things all the time. And we moved a lot. I switched schools probably every couple of years when I was growing up. I went to 4 elementary schools, 2 junior highs, and 2 high schools. And it makes it a little bit tough to make friends. So, a lot of the kids know each other because they grow up, they go to kindergarten together, and they know each other through the years. So when you switch schools, nobody knows you. It makes it a little bit more difficult to make friends. And then on top of it, I had all of this emotional abuse. So I already didn't feel good. I already felt like I was left out and weird and awkward. So, yeah, it's just, it's a lot to deal with and as you're growing up. And even though I luckily my grandparents would tell me, you know, she's just having a hard time, you know, they would try to tell me that it's not my fault and what she said isn't true. But it's still, it's in you, you know, and it's just something you have to deal with. And you just have to realize that it's not true, whether it's your family member telling you these things, or your coworker, or someone around you, a friend. People who feel really bad inside spread that to other people, and it has nothing to do with you. And people take stuff so personally, and they take what people say to heart, and they believe it, or they get mad, and it's just, they feel bad, and it's just this epidemic in the country. I don't know if it's in the world too, but at least I feel like it's so horrible because people feel bad, and then they make other people feel bad, and it's just perpetuated. And I want this to stop. We need to stop this, ladies, and if you, gentlemen, if you're listening. But it's up to us as women, as the head of the household. We're the ones who are really in control of the relationship. Women control the relationships. And we're the ones who need to take responsibility for our happiness and our joy, and do what we need to do to work through our issues and really let things go and deal with them, because otherwise it's just going to be this pain that's being spread around instead of light. And I don't know what kind of world you want to live in, but I want to live in a world where people are nice to each other, where people compliment each other, where people don't feel like they're in competition with somebody based on looks or something that somebody has. I want to live in a world where I'm filled with so much joy that I spread it to the people around me, who then are filled with joy, and then they spread it to the people around them. And I think that's possible, but we have to start with ourselves. Because I know when I feel bad, I have a very hard time being nice to people. And since I've worked through a lot of my stuff, and it took a long time to work through it, years. It took years to work through all of my stuff, because I thought I could do it all myself, and that I didn't need help. So I never got professional counseling. I never had a coach. I never had a mentor. I was always taught to do everything myself and be independent, and I don't want to say I was smart, but I was pretty good in school. I learned quickly. So I lost my train of thought. Anyway, it's just, do what you need to do to make yourself feel loved and joyful every single day. It's not selfish to follow your joy and do what you need to do to fill up your cup so that you can then give to the people around you. So, if you have any questions, please let me know. If you want some tips and ideas on how to do these things, please join our Rich Girls Inc. Facebook group, and please like and subscribe to my videos, and I hope to be in touch with you. Have a great night.